For World Storytelling Day, I'm going to be telling you the tale of the quest for the Fair One of the World. Once upon a time, there lived a king and a queen who were blessed with 3 royal sons. Unfortunately, one day the queen died, and the king was stricken with such grief that he knew that his days were counted. On his deathbed, he told his 3 sons, "Take the keys to the palace and open all the rooms except the last one. Be warned, do not open it. If you do, my curse will fall onto you." Soon after, the king died, and there were 40 days of mourning. After that, the eldest son took the keys and went and opened all the doors, except the last one. Each of the rooms were filled with huge amounts of gold coins. Mountains and mountains of gold. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. But curiosity caught hold of him, and he took the keys and opened the last door. It was completely bare except for one picture at the end of the room. A painting of a woman so beautiful that any man who let his eyes fall upon that picture would fall in love and would want her for his own. And that's what happened to him. He fell in love with the picture, and down in the description below it said the Fair One of the World. He walked up, completely dazzled, stretched out his hand to touch the picture, and said, "This woman must be mine." Immediately after, at the side of the picture, there opened a secret door that led to the sea. And there he saw a golden ship that was anchored. He rushed out, got onto the ship, and it set sail, for it was enchanted. After many days, he arrived at the city. He knew that the Fair One of the World was there. So he got down and started to ask all the villagers where he could find the princess, the Fair One of the World. The villagers said, "No, you cannot find her. For her father, the king, has kept her secret for many years." He said, "I will find her." He said, "Don't do it, because if you do, the king will get you. You will not find her, and you will lose your head." He didn't care. So he went to the palace where the king was and said, "Your Majesty, and many a years be that, please tell me, where can I find the Fair One of the World? For I wish to make her my wife." The king said, "Well, many princes have tried to come and find her. How do you think you will get?" "I don't know," said the eldest prince, "but I will find her." The king said, "You have 40 days to find her, and if not, you will die." The eldest son thought that he could do this, so he agreed. And for 39 days he searched through the whole city. He could not find her. Finally, on the last day, he went to the king and said, "Your Majesty, I have searched far and wide, and I cannot find her. The only place that is left is this palace. Will you allow me to search for her?" And the king allowed. He allowed him to search the palace, which he did, until finally he gave up. The king looked at him and said, "Guards, take off his head." Many days passed, and the second brother saw that his eldest did not come back. So he found the keys again and started to open all the rooms, and the same fate came when he opened the last door. He saw the Fair One of the World at the end of the room. He fell in love with her, went to the picture, stretched out his hand, touched the picture, and said, "This woman must be mine." And immediately the secret door opened. There was the golden ship, waiting to take him back. He went to the palace where the king was, warned by the villagers saying, "You will lose your life if you do not find her." He didn't care. He said, and the king said, you have 40 days to find her. He searched far and wide for 39 days. He could not find her. Until finally, on the 40th day, he went to the king and said, the only place that I have left to search is this castle. Will you allow me? And the king allowed him. Until finally the day ended. His search was in vain. And the king said, guards, chop off his head. A few days went by, and the youngest son saw that his brothers did not come back. So again he took the keys and he opened the 39 doors, looking at all the gold his father had left them. Until finally, he opened the last door. The curse fell on the youngest son. He stretched out his hand. He said, I must find you. Where can I find you? And a secret door opened, and there was the golden ship. Except this time, the youngest son brought many sacks full of gold. He put them on the ship, and the ship set sail. When he arrived, he started to ask the villagers, where can I find the fair one of the world? He said, you too have fallen under the curse. You cannot find her, for her father has taken her away, has kept her for many years. Many princes have tried, and they have all lost their lives. You too want to lose your head? You want to lose your life? And the prince heeded the words. He said, so he started to think how he could possibly outwit the king. And while he was thinking, he met there a witch. The witch beckoned him to come. He said, I want to find the fair one of the world. Will you help me? The witch looked at him and said, yeah. You must find a goldsmith. Take the gold that you have found and create a camel. A camel big enough that one man can fit inside. Take an instrument so that you may play inside. And I will help you. So the youngest prince went to the goldsmith of the city. He asked for him to create a camel in which he could hide in. And when he did, the witch grabbed the camel and she started to make it go around the city. And while she did, the prince started to play a beautiful music from inside. The king was absolutely amazed and asked the witch to come to the castle. But not only the king had heard this beautiful music, but also the princess, the fair one of the world. At night, she went to her father and said, Father, you have kept me all these years locked away. Will you not allow this musical camel to at least give me some comfort in music? So the king sent the camel to the princess's chamber. Now the camel had a little thing. He had two small breathing holes in which the prince could also see outside. And once he was inside the chamber, he came out. The princess was greatly surprised and was greatly gratified that finally someone, and such a handsome prince, had found her. And she said, you have tried to find me, haven't you? The prince said, yes, he was trying to find her. And she said, beware. For my father will trick you. For 39 days you must search all around. But on the last day, go. Under the throne, you will find a hatch. There will be a lever, a brass lever. Pull it, and there you will find 40 steps. Go down to the 40 steps, and the king will say, you are either the son of a witch, or the fair one of the world has guided you. You must say, no. Nay, your majesty, I am neither the son of a witch, nor the fair one of the world has guided me. How could she? he will tell you in which one of the doors is the Fair One of the World. You must go to the last door. That is my chamber. When you do, you will open, and he will present to you 40 ducks. You will have to choose which one of them is me. But I will give you a little tip. I will wag my tail, and you will know that it is me. After that, he will present to you 40 women, all alike, covered all the way to their eyes. I will bat my eyes so you know that it is me. And then he will say, either you are the son of a witch, or the Fair One of the World has guided you. And you must answer, neither am I the son of a witch, nor the Fair One of the World has guided me. How could she? And finally, he will give me to you. So the prince did what the princesses said. He went inside the camel again. The witch was ordered to take out the camel out of the princess's chamber. And the king asked for the camel to be left in the throne room. At night, the prince came out, snuck outside, and then the next day he went to the king and said, Your Majesty, and many a day that you will be, please tell me, where is the Fair One of the World? The king grabbed his beard and said, you two are looking for my daughter. You will not find her, but I will give you 40 days for you to find her. If you do, she will be yours. If you do not, you will suffer the fate of every single prince that has come to look for her. The prince agreed, and for 39 days he searched the palace. He searched the entire city until finally, the 40th day, the last day, he went to the castle and said, Your Majesty, I have not found her. The castle is the only place left for me to find. Let me search for it. The king gave his permission, and the prince immediately went to the throne. He pushed it, thinking that he would find what the princess said, and he did. He found the secret door. He found the brass lever. He pulled it. The king was greatly surprised. He said, Stop! You are either the son of a witch, or the Fair One of the World has guided you. The prince bowed down and said, Neither am I the son of a witch, nor the Fair One of the World has guided me. How could she? He opened the door, and there were the 40 steps. He went down the 40 steps, and he came to a hall, a very long hall where there were many, many, many doors. And the king said, Where is the Fair One of the World? He passed 1, 2, 3, 4 doors until finally he went to the end of the hall. He looked at the door and said, She is here. And he opened the door. The king, even more surprised, said, Stop! You are either the son of a witch, or the Fair One of the World has guided you. The prince again bowed down and said, I am neither the son of a witch, nor the Fair One of the World has guided me. How could she? Well, then you must choose which one of these is my daughter. And then all of a sudden, out came 40 ducks. The prince started to look at each one of the ducks until finally he saw one that was moving its tail. He said, This one is the princess. Immediately, they all transformed and were taken away. The king took him out, brought him into another room, and said, You are either the son of a witch, or the Fair One of the World has guided you. The prince once again bowed down and said, Your Majesty, I am neither the son of a witch, nor the Fair One of the World has guided me. How could she? And then the king asked, Bring them in. The king came again with 40 women, all covered all the way up to their eyes. And he said, Which one is my daughter? The prince started to look at each one of them until finally he came to the princess. who started to bat her eyes and said, "This one is your daughter." Finally, the king accepted the fact that he was going to have to give his daughter to the prince. And he married her off. The princess was so relieved to be finally out of her cage. But the king tried to get them to live with him in the castle. However, the prince said, "Your Majesty, I am a prince of my own. I have my own castle, my own people to rule. I will take my wife now." And they left, leaving the king to keep his own city, to rule his own city. And to this day, the prince and the princess, now the king and queen of the land, rule. And as far as we know, they live happily ever after.